What's up, everybody? David Girizzo from tagandbrag.tv, and wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today about how we set up specifically to self-film. We've been getting a lot of questions on our Instagram and on our Facebook messages about how we set up. People want to see how we set the stand up, how we set up to self-film, and what different angles we use. So I kind of want to do a little bit of a run through with that. Basically, since I'm a right-handed shooter, bow shooter, I want my camera and my tree arm set up on my right hand, on the hand that I wear my release on, and my bow to be on my left hand. That allows me to use both hands, or at least to have my bow in one hand while I'm moving the camera. If I get into a pinch or a situation where I have to react quickly, this allows me to do that, because I can have one hand on the camera, one hand on the bow at all times. I generally want to set my camera up to be maybe a little lower than shoulder height, number one, because that allows me to see the viewfinder easier and better, so I can focus the camera, so I can zoom in, zoom out, whatever I need to do. And the other thing is, it gets it as close to my plane of sight as it can without the camera being too high. So, for instance, we have all this lower cover that we like to keep on the low side of the stand, just to shield anything or to cover us from anything that's real close. So I need to have this camera high enough where I can see over that cover, so that I can, because if I can see the shot, the camera might be a little bit too low if it was down by my hip. So I want to try and get that camera up towards shoulder level. It just lets me operate everything a little bit easier that way. As far as camera angles go, I typically like to have, if I can, I like to have 3 different camera angles in the tree. Obviously, one being my main camera that I'm going to be filming the animal with. I do like to have one overhead camera that is pointing or kind of set up in the direction where I expect the shot to come the most. So in this instance, we're sitting on the edge of this ridge right here, but we're overlooking this whole clover plot. So I want something that's going to be over the shoulder, facing the clover plot, so that if we have a shot out in the middle of this clover, and for some reason my main angle messes up, or maybe I didn't get it, or just this is more of a wide angle and can catch the deer running away, catch it reacting a little bit more, I like to have an angle over my shoulder for just a safety net, and just in case anything else goes wrong with the main camera, like I said. And then I typically like to have a camera like this that's facing me in some way, shape, or form, whether it be an over-the-head branch facing me, or a branch that comes off to the side, or even a bow hook that you can, screw into the tree and get out far enough. But just to be able to face you a little bit, I like it because it gets everything. It gets the camera placement, it gets you grabbing your bow, it gets every different reaction, along with getting your facial reaction as well. It really captures the raw emotion that way, and it just shows you exactly what I need to do, or what you need to do to get ready for a shot as a self-filmer. These angles that are facing you, that aren't facing the animal at all, can oftentimes be the most heart-pounding and the most exciting angles, because you can look into somebody's eyes and you feel like you're there with them, and it allows you to feel that raw emotion so much more. So I definitely, if I can, I like to have another angle facing me, like I said, in some way, shape, or form. And honestly, not saying that 4 or 5 angles is too much. I think it can get to the point where it's a little bit overkill, and it's not necessary. You almost stress yourself out too much as a self-filmer, trying to capture too many different angles, where you can capture maybe 2 to 3 different angles, and they're quality angles. As far as our stand placement goes, we set this stand up just based off of the last couple years of observation. So I have a lot of our experiences. The deer come out of this logging road that is on the opposite side of the plot from me. This plot is only about 20 yards wide, but it's real long and narrow. So these deer usually come out from this logging road, and they work their way down the plot like long ways. So it offers us a perfect way to sneak in the backside, and it keeps everything in front of us generally. This ridge dips down another probably 15 to 20 feet behind me, so any wind in my face is perfect. It'll drift over this ridge and probably stay too high for any deer to smell me behind me. And my visibility, my filming, everything is going to happen out in front of me, so it's real nice for me as a self-filmer. I can see everything, you know, and I can react to everything. I can view it and film it, because everything should happen in front of me. At least my shots are gonna happen in front of me. We've got this Hawk Helium XL tree stand probably about 25 feet off the ground. Dean likes to hang these things high, and with this stand having a big platform, being rock solid, I am actually comfortable up here. I'm not normally comfortable this high in a tree at all, but this gives us a great advantage. Number one, it allows us more vantage being up higher, but also it keeps us out of the thermals drifting right into the deer. It keeps us high enough where our wind should drift right over top of them. And being up this high, it's out of their sight plane as well. I hope that video helped you guys as far as our stand setup goes and placement goes. Like I said, this is kind of the best case scenario because of just how the terrain sets up, how the food plot sets up. We can keep everything in front of us with the sun at our back. If you guys have any other questions, get with us on Instagram, get with us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd love to hear from you. Love hearing these questions and want to help you guys out as much as possible. So keep them coming, and I hope this video helped you. Good luck your next time out in the woods.